I've had this weird pre-cancerous skin lesion, and you wouldn't believe the alternative option that's worked. About 2 years ago, I had this sort of red, non-healing, scabby thing on my ear tip. Here, I'll give you a close-up if you really want to see it. Fortunately, there's not much to see now. Like, I don't know, if I scratch it or whatever, I put on some Vaseline, seemed okay, really wasn't going away. It was getting redder, sore. It was getting to the point where I'm like, oh, all of a sudden I couldn't sleep on that side. That really hurt. So I go see the doctor, and he has a little bit of a peek at it. He's like, oh, okay, this is like called farmer's ear. You're out in the sun. Guess what's exposed to the sun? Means I need to wear a hat more often. Kind of got this pre-cancerous changes going on in your skin. I'm like, holy frakester. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so what do? He's like, oh, you don't need to rush for surgery. I have something just to take it. So he scripts out this guy called Efudex cream. It's actually a topical chemotherapy called fluorouracil. So I would treat myself, looked like I would go into a bit of a remission, and sure enough, in a relatively short period of time, I would get red and painful again. I'm like, what the? And initially, prior to seeing him, I did try some holistic alternative options. Initially, I just did coconut oil, the combination of coconut, castor oil, mixed in some of the essential oils like lavender, tea tree. It seemed to sort of help like topically treat some of the signs, the symptoms. I even got to the point of even trying topical DMSO, but it never fully went away. So I tried CBD in combination with THC topically. Once again, it seemed to maybe keep it at bay, but I still had this kind of red lesion in the ear tip, and I was like, just not going away. Then I was kind of thinking, I guess it's going to be surgery next. Like, I've gone through some of these holistic options, didn't help. I'm like trying the crazy chemotherapy cream, and I gotta wash my hands, not get on anything, and it's hard just to get it in the right spot using gloves, and anyway, I'm not super cool with it the best of times. So then what else? Just turns out at the same time, I've got this kind of intestinal thing going on. Slippery Elm has been extensively studied. So safe, surprisingly effective, good for our dogs, good for our cats, good for us, right? So for sure, I'm gonna try it. And guess what? Sure, helping my intestinal things. I'm regularly taking Slippery Elm, probably about a tablespoon twice a day. Worked great for my intestinal stuff. I'm feeling great, right? I don't need any other crazy medications. Like, that's it, just the Slippery Elm, and it's like working awesome. I'm feeling good. Things are moving the way they're supposed to, not moving regardless, but it's like the ticket. And then I noticed after, it's been about 3-4 months, that's the only thing I've consistently taken for the last 4 months. Yes, I talk about a number of different supplements, but it's kind of the only thing, because you're sort of pressing medically, that's what you focus on. Well, that was my intestinal stuff, so I'm like, okay, that's what I'm focusing on. Then all of a sudden, I sort of noticed, like, what? Here it's now, it's like this crazy heat wave going on, sun everywhere. I'm fairly diligent of wearing a hat, but you know what? This ear thing is like completely gone away. There is nothing going on with this ear tip. Is that not hard to believe? Like, there's some information documented suspecting that Slippery Elm can also have some anti-cancer properties. It's being used topically for people that have acne, but I'm not using it topically, I'm just taking it orally, and this ear is completely gone. It's like, the only thing I can chalk that up with, the only thing I've done any different is take this. I've been taking this twice a day for the last 4 months. I'm like, this is better. So based on my own experience, I can say it's awesome for vomiting, it's awesome for diarrhea, it's awesome for intestinal upset, effective, very effective for cough. It also has now been documented to be effective against urinary tract disease, primary urinary tract inflammation. So I would suggest that Slippery Elm should also be considered one of the other holistic options for cancer. How much Slippery Elm would you use for your animals? Well, this is the fresh Slippery Elm, sort of ground and dried at the co-op. You can also get it in a capsule formation, standard or 400 milligram capsules. We're looking at standard animal dose of about 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight twice daily. So your cat, say your 10-pound cat, you would get about this much. That's a Tula wants it already. There's a quarter of a teaspoon. I just pop that into the cup. I'd add a little bit of warmish water, not hot, not cold. And you see when you mix it up, it forms this real gelatinous looking appearance. And that's how it works. It forms this mucilage gel, and that coats the intestinal tract. It's also rich in flavonoids, antioxidants. Clearly it also has some other anti-cancer properties. For obvious reasons, I'm really liking this stuff. Helped my first medical condition, and more importantly, I'm now like not having to have this ear surgery, like treating skin cancer. That's crazy. I've already had some this morning, but you know what? It works so well, I'm gonna have some more. Yeah, it's got a bit of a herbal-ish taste. It's not great, but I don't know. My daughter wasn't crazy about it. It was a bit slimy. She had an upset stomach. But it works so well.